Alright, the level 52 Dark Knight quest is called the Knight and the Maiden Fair, given to us by Sidurgu, however you want to pronounce it. Once again, it is Sam I Delta U R G U, Sidurgu, I think maybe. And then he's got little Rielle, little Makote female, I think, or Elzen female? Elzen female next to him for some reason. Anyway, here we go. We're in Ishgard, the Forgotten Knight, bar, tavern, whatever. Cutscene. I see you yet walk the path, Mercy, and it is well that you do. This is a matter I can discuss only with another Dark Knight. Swear to me that you will speak of it to no one else. I give him a nod. Thank you. Then I shall begin at the beginning. Our master, in his final moments, spoke to Fray and me in riddles. A heart bleeds, a man weeps, a soul burns. Thence comes the darkness to consume. Yet even in the depths the flame endures. Submit to the flame and harness the abyss. Fray and I did not understand his words. We hoped their meaning would become clear to us in the course of our duties as Dark Knights. He looks to Rielle. And so we carried on, following the creed, until one day we found her. She looks up at him. Rielle, still speechless, hasn't said anything so far. Go on, Rielle. She can be trusted. Alright. She looks at me. Halone's blessing be upon you, miss. Right, then. She was fleeing from a unit of Temple Knights at the time, who were clearly intent on doing her harm. Needless to say, Fray and I took issue with that, and chose to intervene. We went to ground after that, but Fray was caught out in the streets while fetching supplies. I cannot protect her, Mercy. Not from the Temple Knights, not by myself. I'm not even sure why they seek her, only that should I fail, her life is forfeit. Help me, Mercy, and I shall share with you my arts, and when we have reached the limits of my knowledge, mayhap we can unravel the mystery of my master's final words together. I can offer you naught else. What say you? Should I turn off music entirely? Because this doesn't fit, in my opinion. Whatever. Then it is settled. We shall both serve as her guardians. Don't you have something to say to Mercy, Rielle? She looks at me, says nothing. That's okay. Just staring at me with her eyes piercing into my soul. We talk to Rielle. I'm gonna do that. So BGM, we'll put it 10. Sometimes it's nice. I do like some of the zones. Maybe that's rough. Okay, I think I'm just gonna deal with it because I do like some of the zone music. I can always Alt-Tab out of it if I don't like the music, so talk to Rielle to continue. Yes? My options are, what did the Temple Knights want? Why did the Temple Knights want to hurt you? Where are your parents? What do you think of Sidurgu? Why did the Temple Knights want to hurt you? They said I was an abomination, that I had to die to atone for my sins. Where are your parents? What do you think of Sidurgu? He doesn't talk as much, not since Fray left. Sometimes he hardly speaks a word. Other times, I know he would never hurt me. I'll say nothing. Excuse me, Mercy, was it? You'll look after Sid too, won't you? Sid with an S, not my Sid. Thank you. That puts my mind at ease. Right, that's enough of that. To more important matters. Like I said before, I'm not quite sure why the Temple Knights are after Rielle. They seem to believe something is wrong with her, but for the life of me, I cannot imagine what it could be. However, there may be a way to find out. The other day, I overheard a curious tale from a House Helinarte knight recently returned from Camp Cloudtop. He spoke of Vanu healers who could see their patient's ether. So skilled were these healers that they could diagnose ailments with a glance. It may be not more than a fantastical tale told by a man in his cups. But even so, if there is a chance we could learn what, if aught, ails Rielle, I dare say we must take it. Let us go to Camp Cloudtop and begin our search for a healer there. Whoa, whoa, spread my wings and fly. Camp Cloudtop, fly. We can just teleport there for 165, but that is a reduced rate thanks to our free company. The current buff selected by our free company. My free company, whatever. And then fly almost straight north, maybe even pretty damn straight north, yeah. Sidurgu is here with Rielle. Right then, the Vanu are not wont to parley with outsiders under most circumstances. However, they may be willing to receive us if we come bearing a suitable offering. I am told they use Gastornis feathers in their rituals. Mayhap that would suffice. Mercy, I must ask that you prepare our offering while I look after Rielle. Once you have it, we can journey to Vandu Oak Bendu together and entreat one of their healers to examine her. It's one thing to read a book out loud and like, what are these nodes? Wait, what are these nodes? Oh, Gastornis. I got aggro from the cat. It's aggro. The red circle that like showed me where to go after the Gastornis, like which are basically, they look like dodos. At least this game's version of what a dodo is. Was further to the southeast, and these little symbols looked weird. Like, what are these symbols? But they were Gastornis. Gastornises. Compsognathus. Was it feather number 1? I could pop my Chocobo out. But... Ooh, speaking of which, how am I doing on experience points? We're not very far. It's fine. Like, this is not the way that we're gonna get there, so. Why not pop a cooldown to make this fight go faster? I don't particularly like the blood weapon cooldown so far. There might be a time, Jesus Christ, we're flying very far to the east and a little bit north. There might be a time when MP is more useful. For now, it's really only useful for our 30 seconds of a damage buff. I guess that's a bit different because Paladin just does their damage. They have an AoE dot that they can do once every 30 seconds. Other than that, they don't have any real boosters to their damage aside from a 1 minute cooldown that gives you a damage buff for like 15 seconds, I think it is. Maybe 20? Let's check really quick, actually. So, fight or flight is a 1 minute cooldown with a 20 second plus 25% damage buff. And it's like that from the very beginning, I'm pretty sure. But I don't like the Dark Knight. But I think that Blood Weapon is technically currently our damage buff because it allows us to get off a couple edges of darkness. So like a little bit extra damage while keeping our 10% damage buff from Dark Side. Don't like it. I was gonna say I'm not getting aggro from this guy. I think it's 10 seconds off, or 10% damage off. Yeah, 10%. So Dark basically has a permanent damage buff of 10%. Basically permanent. Whereas Paladin will have a 20 seconds every 60 seconds damage buff for all damage. So like you wanna use that with your dot, your AoE dot. But whatever. Here's a Vanu healer. What mistral gale blows netherlings this far? Away with you, away! And over 3 Gastornis feathers. These are Owlkin, by the way. Gastornis feathers. Netherling knows the ways of the Vandu well. Let storm clouds give way to warm sunshine. Say your piece. Cutscene. And I know it may sound like I'm doing a Native American accent, or I don't know if they're just called natives now because America wasn't a thing while they were here. Sorry, when they were here. They were here before America became a thing, so they might just be natives. I don't know. I don't know what the current term is, but the Vanu live a very kind of Native American lifestyle, in my opinion. So doing that voice for them seems fitting to me. Otherwise, it'd be like this with squawking and owl. I don't know. It's whatever. She will do as we ask, Mercy. Has a question from Sidurgu. She will do as we ask, Mercy? Bring forth the child, netherlings. Let me look upon her face and know her heart. Sidurgu nods to Rielle. She nods back and she walks closer to the Vanu. Soft rains to soothe your heart, little one. Do not be afraid. Also, the way they talk is pretty native, so a Native American. But he's doing a bit of a dance with his staff, beating his hands against his chest, kind of like hand to face, almost kind of like a haka, actually, a little bit like a haka, weirdly. Drink of the winds, let thy soul take flight. Let thy soul take flight. Bathe in the mist and show me thy light. Come, come, show me thy light. Cutscene goes black. What tempestuous winds rage beneath tranquil clouds? What great spirit dwells within you? Speak plain, Vanu, says Sidurgu. This is no child. This is the Tramontane. Tom R A Mary O Nancy Tom A Nancy E Tramontane. The Tramontane follows you, netherlings. You cannot remain here. Be gone from our lands. He goes running. Wait, I don't. God damn it. Ready your blade, Mercy. We've been followed. Rielle turns to look at him. Over there. Someone's coming. He's got his great sword out. We go southwest with a dark purple rolling little destination spot. Oh, we got aggro first. Hold on. As far as I know, damage-wise, I'm pretty sure Gunbreaker is supposed to be the best damaging tank. And then, I believe, well, I think so. And then Warrior is closely behind it. Or maybe Warrior is supposed to be the best. But like, Paladin is the least amount of damage. And then Dark, I think, is between Paladin and whomever is the second most damage, whatever. Okay. Destination, long survey. Still going. And we're good. We got 3 Temple Knights. Dishonored. And they may be. When it comes to doing AoE rotations, I have found out, at least currently, if that. Wait, no, was that a different class? I believe. Okay, so let's talk about this. For one, Flood of Darkness is 100 potency in a straight line. If it hits 3 targets, like if you maneuver yourself to the point where it hits 3 targets, it does the same amount of damage as a single target Edge of Darkness, which is 300 potency. They both give the same buff. Unleash is your number 1 in your AoE rotation, so 120. Let's say 120 hits 3 enemies, that makes it 360. And then... calculator to make sure I'm doing it right. 360. And then follow it up with a Stalwart Soul. That is 140. So 360 plus 140 times 3 equals divided by 3. So if I hit 3 targets every... Oh, I'm dumb, aren't I? Hold on. If I hit 3 targets every 2 global cooldowns is... Wait, hold on. Anyway, hold on a second. I gotta pee. So I'll think about this because I think I'm doing it wrong. Okay, so what I said about our damage buff, which uses mana, is still correct. If there are 3 targets, it's the same amount of damage. If you hit, as long as you hit 3 of them with Flood of Darkness, it's the same amount of damage as if you hit 1 of them with Edge of Darkness. If there's 2 or less, you want to use Edge of Darkness, which is single target. If there's 4 or more, and you can hit 4 or more, Flood of Darkness is better for DPS. I've been running squadron dungeons too much because I started to think, like, if you have a dedicated healer which actually does healing in an actual dungeon with actual people playing, then you're obviously going to want to do the AoE rotation, I think, for 2 or more. So let's actually go, hold on. So let's say we're hitting 2. That's 240 plus 280, which averages out, to 260, right? As long as you're hitting 2. The single target rotation is 150, 240, dang it, 320. Divided by 3 actions equals 236. So if you're hitting 2 or more targets, the AoE rotation is better DPS. Where I was getting confused is if you run squadron dungeons as a tank, the healer sucks. And you want to be keeping yourself alive. So what I would do is I pull with a ranged attack. So I pull with unmend, whatever, which is a 20-yard ranged. Tanks always have a ranged pull kind of thing. Pull that, hit with an unleash, get my buff going if I don't already have it going, hit with, and then Stalwart Soul is my follow-up AoE, and then I go into single target to keep myself alive because my 3rd hit with single target will heal me for a good potency, 300 potency. That's what I've been used to. I've been used to keeping myself alive, and the Squadron, in all honesty, does pretty good AoE damage, especially if I go double Arcanist as my damage dealers. So that's where I got confused. Any tank will tell you if there's 2 or more monsters, you want to do AoE rotation because it is better damage. For DPS, I have found that 3 or more monsters is where you want to go AoE, unless you need a single target something to take it down quickly. And healer is actually the same as tank in that 2 or more monsters is better for AoE damage, but unless you can reliably spread your dot on everybody and then start AoE, well, whatever. Anyway, here's Sidurgu to continue the quest. Sorry for all of the annoying meanness. That should be the last of them. I've seen these ones about before. They don't answer the Lord Commander, or so I hear. Bastards thought to take us outside the city, away from prying eyes. Don't want to be seen murdering a girl in the streets of the Holy See, do they? Even their staunchest supporters couldn't abide that. He's looking around. Seems our new friend has already abandoned us. Not for it, then. Back to Ishgard we go. Come along, Rielle. She nods. They walk out of whatever scene this is. We will teleport back to Ishgard for 165, which is a reduced rate thanks to our free company buff. Free company buff. Let's go to the Forgotten Night telepoint. Ethernet, whatever. After this, I'm done making videos for the night. This is number 6. I made 4 crafting videos, a Scholar 52 quest video, and this Dark Knight 52 quest video. And I still gotta do my daily main scenario at least, which I think I'm gonna do on Scholar. Because I currently don't think I care about tomestones of mathematics and heliometry, because I don't care about being maximum geared. I don't do things in this game that require being maximum geared. So I'll get the extra experience points from doing the main scenario on my healer. And then I don't know if I'll do a leveling dungeon on my Dark Knight, or just a couple squadron runs. We'll see. Anyway, to Sidurgu here to finish the quest. I trust you no longer dispute the true nature of the Temple Knights, murderers and thieves who drape themselves in the trappings of righteousness. Do you not see, Mercy? We are all that stands between them and their prey. There is no justice for these monsters, save that which we must deliver. I will see them answer for their sins, I swear it. If I have to drown in the abyss to see it done, I will. Mercy? Mercy, Sid, I wanted to thank you both for protecting me earlier, and apologize for getting you too hurt. Sid turns away a bit. Don't be foolish. You've naught to apologize for. In any case, at least we learned something of our enemy's motives. Not that I have the faintest inkling of what the healer meant by Great Spirit. 48,360 experience points. 954 gil. We get Salted Earth, which is a 1.5 minute cooldown. A 15-second duration patch of Salted Earth that deals 50 potency damage to anybody who enters. I think that means... So, okay. This is the D&D person in me. There's a difference between entering and taking damage or receiving an effect because you entered, and there's a difference between that and taking ongoing conditions or damage from being in a thing. And I think Salted Earth is an ongoing, repeated damage. Otherwise, it's dog shit, especially for a 90-second cooldown. So I think you do a big pull, maybe. You do Salted Earth on the big pull, and then... Or every other pull, you do... Like, it's a 1.5 cooldown, so every other pull, you do Salted Earth to do extra damage. Or the boss summons some ads you want to take care of quickly-ish, and... Anyway. Cutscene, little quickly thing while we do a yatta! We got a new thing, bruh. That's a damage thing. Let's see. I tend to put damage things elsewhere. It's kind of... Yeah, I'll put it next to Blood Weapon. I think they're very unrelated. I don't think... Yeah, Salted Earth doesn't cost any mana. It doesn't move with you. Yeah, of course it doesn't. I didn't think it would, but it's nice to know. It's interesting that like you play this game and you kind of have to get to know what some of your party's ongoing damage over time, area of effect kind of things look like. Because I didn't really know what Ninja's ongoing area of effect DOT looked like until I played it and then realized, oh, that's what that was this whole time. I don't think as a tank I pulled groups out of it, but I had always wondered what it was. It didn't look like it was bad because bad things come with some kind of an indicator that a bad thing is about to come. The ninja thing is instant. The Salted Earth is instant. So it was always pretty easy to tell. I still have not figured out for sure how to use Living Dead. I believe it's like, I'm about to die, pop it. Otherwise, don't pop it. It's pretty much what I'm going with for the most part here. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. And let's see. What's this one? A minute cooldown, Abyssal Drain. 240 potency AoE. Restores HP with a 500 potency cure. Restores MP. She's a recast timer with Carven Spit is level 60s. Okay. So Abyssal Drain is our AoE. Carven Spit is our single target. They both have the same bonus effects, but Abyssal Drain will be what you use on 3 or more? Yeah, 3 or more targets, whereas Carven Spit would be single target. Anywho, that's 4 levels from now, at least. So, hope you enjoyed. Bye bye for now. For officially, bye bye. Goodbye.